Today is unfortunately our last day in Zagreb. Tomorrow we head to the coast and then we're gonna head to Budapest. So I thought today would be a great time to share with you 5 things that you're absolutely gonna love about Zagreb and 5 things that you might not love so much and might actually hate. I'm gonna start with the negatives because there are so few of them. I really had to scramble to find 5 things, and a lot of these are nitpicky. So starting with number 1 is transportation to and from the airport. Getting back from the airport, if you fly into Zagreb's main airport, there's not a great way to get to downtown. There is a bus, although it does take like an hour and a half, and it requires you navigating a bus, which you're probably not gonna wanna do right when you get off a presumably long flight, at least if you're coming from America. Another option is you could take a shuttle to the bus station, but then the bus station is still about a 20-minute walk to the central part of town, so probably not a great option either, which then leaves you with 2 things. Hoping that there's an Uber around, which when we landed, there was not. And then finally, it's actually paying for a taxi, which they know that tourists are coming in, they know that you don't have many options, so you do end up overpaying a bit for that taxi. So maybe do some research ahead of time on what transportation method you want to take, because the transportation from the airport can kind of be a pain point. Thing number 2 that you might not love, if you don't like smoking or the smell of smoke, it is definitely something that you are going to interact with. Here in Zagreb, if it's a patio, if there's drinking going on, if there's food, people are going to be smoking. It's just something that you're going to have to deal with. So if you are somebody who has sensitive lungs and you're really sensitive to that smoke, you might want to avoid the patios. You might prefer eating inside. In general, it hasn't really been much of a problem. It's just for if you're really sensitive to that smoke. The third thing kind of goes back to transportation, and it's transportation in general. Zagreb's got some great transportation around the city itself, but getting to other places can sometimes be a bit difficult. And what I mean by that is that information isn't always the most accurate. For example, when we went to Ljubljana, we ended up thinking that there was no train and we ended up taking a bus. That required us walking further to the bus station, and overall buses aren't as comfortable as trains, but the reality was there actually was a train. It's just when you go on the website, there's no way to figure out that there's actually a train going to where you're trying to get to. So the train websites can be a little bit tough to navigate. You have to really just be at the station and ask the person at the information desk. They're super helpful, but again, unless you know that, you might end up overpaying a little bit. It's picky because once you do know that you just go to the train station, it's a piece of cake. Thing number 4 that you might not love about Zagreb, if you are a vegetarian or vegan, you are gonna have to look a little bit harder to find those places to eat. Meat is definitely a big part of the culture here. They have some incredible sausages, incredible seafood. So if you are somebody who doesn't eat any of that, you're gonna have to search a little bit harder, and those places definitely exist. Melt is one of my personal favorite recommendations. We ate there a couple times and it was phenomenal, but just be aware that you are gonna have to look. But I would highly recommend that if you're not, venture out a little bit, try some of their traditional dishes, because guys, they are incredible. Definitely give it a shot. And so the 5th and final thing, which again is nitpicky that you might not like, is that on Sundays, things close down. I know in America, yes, things close a little bit earlier, but in general, Sunday is still the weekend. You're gonna have mostly everything open in the United States, right? Here, it's a little bit different. Sunday is a very family-oriented day. Things like the grocery stores, those will close by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's just something that's different than the American culture. You could also frame that as a positive because people are focused on enjoying that time with family, being at home, and it kind of provides like a nice change of pace on Sunday. This place is usually very energetic, where Sunday is a much like more laid-back, relaxed kind of time. So again, it's not really a big negative, but don't come on a Sunday and expecting to go sightseeing and doing everything and having all that hustle and bustle energy, because you're not necessarily going to find it on Sunday. But that will lead us into the positives, things that you will love. And thing number 1 is the energy of this town. Guys, this town is alive. There's just a certain like feel and energy when you're walking down these streets. And don't get me wrong, this is a small town, but the energy is phenomenal. All hours of the day, with the exception of Sunday, people are filled at the cafes. They're out drinking, they're out at restaurants. People are just enjoying life, and there really is something so special about it. And people in general, there's just like a slow pace to it. People are here to enjoy life. It's not go, work. It really is, let's stop, take the time to enjoy a meal, talk to the people that we're at that meal with, and it's something that's pretty special. So that's the first thing that you're absolutely gonna love. The second thing that you are going to love, especially if you are one of those folks who's vegan or vegetarian, are the markets. Because there are markets all over this town. They are open 7 days a week, even on the Sundays, and the food is so incredibly fresh, straight from the farms, so affordable too, and you can cook up just a phenomenal meal going to the markets. And it's not just food markets. On Sundays in the Britain Square, there's like an antique market. Those markets are just really, really special here in Zagreb. The third thing that you are absolutely gonna love, especially if you're a budget traveler, is the affordability of Zagreb and all of Croatia. Guys, this place is a place that you can come to without a lot of money, and your US dollar will take you really, really far. It's a win-win for both people. You get to have a cheap vacation, you get to pour that money back into an awesome community, giving it to awesome people. The fourth thing that you're absolutely gonna love here is just how clean, safe, and comfortable this place feels. It really is just something that is so hard to describe without you being here. It really has a special feel. Never once have we felt in danger. We have always felt so welcomed. It is spotless clean. It is just a beautiful city and is really family oriented. You should have no concerns about safety whatsoever. You're gonna be very comfortable and cozy in this city. And the fifth thing that you're gonna love, it goes along with what makes it so comfortable, what makes it so safe, and it is the people. Guys, the people here are absolutely wonderful. You really do have to give the credit to the people for creating this incredible atmosphere in this incredible city. They're just so warm and welcoming, willing to do whatever. So if you do come here, don't make the mistake of keeping to yourself or just trying to talk to other travelers. Make sure that you interact with the locals, learn about their culture. They already know a lot about our culture, which is something that is really, really cool. Take the time to get to know a lot about theirs because they really do have a unique and special culture. We have loved every second here in Zagreb, so thank you to all the people who have made it such a special time already. And if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned or did not mention, just drop me a comment in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer it, and we'll catch you guys on the coast.